Really? Okay, what the heck? These guys are for the people, man. These prices are for the freaking community prices, man.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Collecting Brothers. I'm John. This is Josh, and we're doing a breakdown here on something that Brick something made us aware of a while back when we were on his show. It feels like forever ago now, but yeah, he's talking about this new toy line called Brutal Realm action figures. We'll take a look at it here, but from the initial like pictures that we saw, I was into it because of the representation that they're doing within this line. And I don't know, it's just nice to see. Now, whether this is for you or not, we're going to let you know everything about it. We're going to show you all the pictures. We're going to show everything for you. And that way you can just make your own decision. But let's go ahead and talk about it. Josh, now, what are you aware of, outside of course, Brick's introduction to it from Brutal Realm?
Well, I just love any independent toy company that does like Kickstarters. Like I'm always willing to back even just one figure. Like there was even that like I didn't like, and I was just like, I'm just gonna back one because maybe it could surprise me, because we never know. Like you never know the quality. Yeah, you can see the pictures in the scope, right? These are all paint masters done by professional artists, done by like making sure everything's meticulously done by like really good photographers.
Yeah.
So like if I love it, I go all in. But if I'm just like I'm not too sure about this, I'll just get one just to check it out. Just yeah. But so with this, I'm gonna get like a couple here. But yeah, here we have like the details of the campaign. So 140,000 goal. Comparing that to previous Kickstarters
or other Kickstarters, right, from other companies.
Yeah. That's I would say that's a good goal just because maybe of how. I mean,
I feel like it's not
a lot
as
of new
big.
pieces. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's not as much. I feel like it's a goal that's definitely attainable within the 44 days. Outside, we've seen some other Kickstarters that their goals were just too big, and it just never reached it, within that time frame. And I think 140,000 is a good goal.
Yeah. It's definitely like I feel like it's not bad and it's not good either. Like it's just like that's about right. Like if it was any lower, yeah. Because there is like a lot of new pieces. I mean, it's all using the same kind of buck.
Correct.
They're already at 20K, and like I think like a day ago I checked it was like at 4K, so it's went up like
it's actually been less than 24 hours, and they're already at this point because they went up live Tuesday at midnight, at July 16th. So it's been less than 24 hours.
I definitely think it will fund. Like just looking at like the quality of figures, what's going on here. I think it's going to fund. Now, whether we'll get like all the tiers. That I don't think.
And that's okay, right? A Kickstarter success isn't based on how many tiers they complete.
It's based on that goal, yeah.
Yeah, just that goal. And with a new toy line, usually all that stuff that you see, like we saw with the Fox Forge toys, right? The Galactic Valor, they didn't reach all those goals, but they put those goals, like that mount that they did, to kind of show you, hey, this is what we have down the line. Yeah. If you guys get us there, great today, we can do it. Not maybe later.
Yeah, maybe the second Kickstarter. Exactly.
Even AWOC, right? They showed us with the Vitios, right? The hippo and the rhino. We didn't reach those goals, but that's showing us what's going to come down the line.
It'll definitely come. Yeah, like there's no way he's not going to release those. Yeah.
And just to kind of go back to your point where you're like, you like Kickstarters, you kind of like to participate in this because you kind of get on the ground floor of it. And, we both backed Sharmus Prime's Kickstarter. Unfortunately, it did not, success. We gave him one because the figures were so. But then we also look at like the Zujitsu figures, right?
Yeah.
Which were just kind of like not for us, right?
That one I didn't even back. Like that one,
we didn't even back as on that one as well. But here we go. Let's talk Brutal Realm here. Josh kind of gave us a rundown on those numbers. Do you want to watch the video real quick? This is something new.
Sure.
Okay, let's check it out.
Brutal Realm from Realm Toys, a realm of magic, alchemy, and savagery. Warriors from across the mystical land of Terran must create alliances to fight a greater threat. A warlord general controls a deadly army of assassins born from the very shadows. General Grimskull and his Shadar army seek to envelop the world in darkness, and only our heroes can stop them. Ogun, the god of iron, bends iron to his command to create the most fantastical weapons. His shield, with a mind of its own, is even more powerful than any weapon he has yet forged. Cronin, the destined barbarian king, He is everything that lesser men of this realm aspire to be, yet he must become more, much more, if he is to fulfill his destiny. Croman, the beguiled barbarian. 3 wicked witches thought they could enslave the demon of death in his body, but they lost their heads that day. And now that he is freed, so many more will too. Though these heroes, and even reluctant heroes, seem invincible, they must face an evil that is unstoppable in its conquest across the realm. The cold, calculating, and cunning General Grimskull and his shadow army, the Shadar. However, unstoppable forces of evil is something our heroes yearn to face more than anything else. Let's get brutal by backing this exciting barbaric new toy line from Realm Toys, and we can bring you so much more.
All right, get excited.
Yeah, and with that,
yeah,
go ahead.
I was just saying, it's just fun seeing those intro videos, because like you get to see all their work, kind of get a sense of the story as well. As you can tell, like, you know, we got some 1/6 shooter photography in there. We got some amazing photography in there. Like, it's cool to see just members from our community, as always, you know, just getting called on to help these projects.
One thing I don't really like is that, I mean, you can do your tribute, right? You can do your He-Man tribute, but I don't like that they're making like their protagonist and their antagonist of their whole kind of story, the tributes, right? Like, that's to me kind of weird. Like, I feel like all these kind of independent, my thing, why I love kind of like Animal Wars, The Kingdom, Mythic Legion, Savage Crystal, Galactic Valor, why I love those is because of how original it is, right? It's not tied to any IP. It's just so original to me. The characters are all new.
Yeah.
And like just having like literally Conan the Barbarian and freaking He-Man as your like main characters, and then Skeletor as the villain is like, what?
Well,
I just don't like that.
Yeah, the Skeletor, the Grimskull, right? Grimskull, Grayskull.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it's also like the aesthetic, especially with his helmet and his sword, is Darth Vader as well.
Yeah, and then that when I first saw it, I thought that it was just kind of like a tribute figure. Like, oh, okay, like everybody does, you can do your tribute figure, but having the He-Man tribute figure as the main character,
okay,
that is kind of weird to me. Like, I feel like you would want to do your own thing. Like, you would want to have your protagonist be your own character.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
I definitely hear
that's odd.
It is odd, but I will counter with this, saying that there is no He-Man that is gonna touch this quality and this articulation of this figure. So they are filling a niche, and maybe they just feel confident in that niche of being like, there is no competition. If we produce a figure at this level of articulation, regardless if it's a tribute, there is no figure that competes with that. Like, because we'll go into articulation because it is nuts.
Well, the Conan, you could argue the Mezco Conan is just phenomenal.
True. You could. Yeah, you could. All right. Let's take a look here. Here we have the articulation breakdown. So again, here's all the points that if you want to read, but you're getting that barbell in the head. So instead of a hinge, it's an actual, dumbbell there that we can get all that side to side movement, rotation. There's also a lower neck point, so you can turn that. Butterfly joints, and these butterfly joints are deep. Like Savage Crucible knocked me out of the water with their butterfly joints. Insane things. And these guys aren't necessarily doing the same system, but you can get a very good two-handed post in the forward, position, like in front of the figure, and you can get them. It's a good butterfly joint. It's deep and it has good range. Bicep swivel, shoulder disc. You get the torso movement on top, as well as double jointed elbows and knees, thigh swivel, calf swivel, the hinge and swivel ankle rockers. Those kind of basic stuff there. Barbell hips. I'm not sure. They probably won't drop down because it's probably just a single barbell. But it's a lot. I mean, I do love the double articulated abdomen here. One in the top, one in the lower. I love that. Yeah, no, it's a lot.
Just looking at the grayscale and the sculpt, like even the sculpt looks very similar to like a Storm Collectibles. Like if you have any Storm Collectible,
okay,
the articulation scheme and even the size and the girth of them, like just looks like a Storm Collectible. I just think they kind of looked at those figures a lot, especially the way that there's like the double in the elbow, like that double piece. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how the Storm Collectibles double elbows are as well. So I would assume like the articulation scheme is going to be similar to that, which is like really good, right?
Right. Yeah, it's really, really good. So let's keep going here. This is their first figure. Now, the interesting thing here, And this is just something that happened to them, I guess, and the decision they made. The photos here that are being shot by Trevor 16 shooter, they're the 1.0 body mold, is what they said. Apparently, somewhere along the line, they restarted. They didn't like the proportions, they didn't like the head sculpts or something like that, and they actually restarted their figures. And when we get down to the rewards here, let me go down there. That is why these figures are unpainted. They're being solicited as unpainted. Now, yeah, you can buy them. You know, one of the tiers is unpainted barbarians, but let me see if I can get to the rewards here real quick. Sorry. One of the rewards is, you know, European basic barbarian painted, but the pictures that they're showing you are unpainted prototypes that D Amazing took, and it's because these are technically 2.0s within the line. They restarted their whole figure because they didn't like something, which I don't know, like that takes guts to do that when you're already so close to a Kickstarter. You're just like, you know what, we're starting over, we don't like it, we're going to make these changes. And I don't know, it's interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know, I feel like it's almost a little too risky. I feel like they either should have delayed their campaign, or because like when I went on the Kickstarter, honestly, yeah, I was confused and I was like, what am I getting? Like, okay, this seems like they're trying to solicit pictures, like digital art. Like I'm like what, like this way,
yeah,
like
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
like I want to see at least a paint master. You don't have to have the figures ready, but just have a paint master ready, 3D printed. You painted it. It's like not like, but just soliciting it as this, I feel like it's gonna hurt them. And I want all the success for them, right? Like I want them to be successful. So I just feel like when I kind of got on there, I was kind of underwhelmed. I was like, what the heck? Okay. This is what, like, I was like trying to figure out what am I gonna buy, and I'm seeing these pictures, and I'm like, what the heck?
You see this, and you're just like, what? Yeah,
yeah.
I know, I get it. And this is where I found that. I just went to the FAQ here. Let's see. Why are there no painted prototypes for the 2.0 bodies? After deciding to redesign our original buck from scratch at the last minute, we were unable to get painted prototypes done on the new 2.0. Please look at the official toy photos we had done see at the time to see the amount of paint and detail in the final figures. You're right. Yeah, I agree with you. If you
should have delayed it, man.
And you know, it is summer. It is kind of the time for it. If you delayed it, do you push it to what, Legions Con? Do you push it to in early next year? I don't know. I can see it hurting them, as you stated. It there is some confusion of what you're actually getting, right? When you see this and you back this, you're like, oh, I'm just getting unpainted barbarians. But you know, they had to specify that they will be painted at that level, you know, at this level detail, right?
Yeah.
Interesting move for sure. Interesting move. We'll see if that does or doesn't hurt them. Again, we do hope for the best for this line. And I think we just got to get that word out there. That's why we're shooting this video. We want to let everyone know if this is kind of your cup of tea. Pick these up, back it, right? Back it now. See how far we can get in regards to the campaign. But in regards to aesthetic, Josh, for me, I'm not a MOTU fan. It's not like I hate, you know, He-Man or dislike it. It's just that it just wasn't part of, you know, my culture growing up. You know, it's not something I watched. It wasn't on TV, and I never got into it. And these are very, you know, MOTU Conan inspired, right? You got these big hulking beefy guys, you know, these beefcakes that are just muscle, right? Just pure muscle. And
yeah, almost like unrealistic proportions, right? Like their proportions are like unrealistic, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Just huge dudes, just jacked. And I love that the articulation that they're able to put into these jacked dudes. But for me, it's just not, there's just no like pull for me on this. Outside of the representation that we're getting for different cultures, outside of that, there is no pull for me on this. But saying that, if you are into MOTU, if you want a He-Man that can move like a Storm Collectibles, like a Mafex figure, with the same, you know, bulkiness, this is it. Realm Toys is here.
Yeah, that's true. And then I also just think like, and it's hard because it's a new company, so you don't have money to make multiple molds. You don't have money to make multiple bucks. You can only, like, if you look at even like most of these Kickstarters, they have enough money to make maybe 1 or 2 molds, like, and then they kind of layer with accessories and things on top of it.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, yeah, the representation is cool, but it's like, I think it's weirdly used. If you go down to the chief, like, it's like, where have you ever seen a yoked out Native American? Like, I feel like that just doesn't, like, I love the way it looks aesthetically, but proportionally, I think it doesn't look right. Like when you look at that figure, it's like, what the heck? A yoked out Native American, I think of more of them being agile heroes, more agile, like
horse riders,
yeah,
the runners,
yeah. And so like that just doesn't make sense. Like I think Ogun is sick. Like Ogun, and I love his story with that shield. To be honest, like if I was them, Ogun should have been the main character. Like I love that he has the power to bend metal. He has like that sick shield. I love that shield. Like you've seen that in real life. And the fact that it's like sentient. And maybe he is the main character. Maybe it's like there's three main characters. Like it's all three of them kind of sharing the story.
Okay.
And that would be all right too. We don't really kind of know all the details yet, but like Ogun makes sense, right? Because I can see that. Like that character makes sense to me.
Right. But and I mean, this is pulled from actual mythology. Ogun is an actual West African Yoruba.
Oh, see, that's even sicker. That's cool.
Right. But think about the West African people as well. They're not yoked.
Oh, I've seen some.
Okay, fair enough. But I don't know. It's just in that world, right? It's in the brutal realm. This world that they're building out.
Yeah.
It is. They do have to fit this aesthetic, right? These big.
Yeah, and they only have one mold, so they couldn't do any.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe down the line they do something different. Who knows?
Yeah,
there is room for that. But let's keep going here. These are the unpainted barbarians that will be painted if you back them. You're getting.
So they. Okay. Yeah. That's just confusing. Okay, so they are going to be painted.
You can back the unpainted ones, and you can back painted ones.
Oh, okay.
So a little different there, but there's the European is what they're calling them, the African, and then the Native American. So just basically, the versions of what we're getting. Here's Chief Mato. This is the Thunder Tribe. Again, another figure here. This is going to be their first tier. First tier is at 150,000. So only 10,000 more than their initial goal. So I definitely see if they hit their goal, they're for sure probably going to hit Chief Mato, which is great because he's kind of a standout for me. I do like the chief weapons, the chief aesthetic, the paint apps on him as well look cool.
Yeah, their goals are all pretty like close, which is good for them. Like that's a good move.
I mean, yeah, you get the tomahawks, you get this other weapon here. It's probably historically accurate. The big old headdress, the tribal stuff on top. It's fun. At their second tier, they're getting the Great Khan, and some kind of Mongolian.
Yeah, see, this will make sense for Brutal Realm. Like that. Like I like that. I like the Khan. I like because Mongolians are thick boys.
Yeah, the Mongolians. Yeah, especially Genghis Khan, right? Just
big old boy. Sick. This is probably my favorite. I love this guy.
You like this one? I do like the color pop. Kind of like Roman gladiator. You get the red and the gold with that big old winged bow and arrow. It's fun. It is.
Yeah, hopefully we can get this one because like I love the face sculpt on it. Like even like, and I don't know why they didn't just put the paint masters or that digital render bigger. Like I feel like that's enough for me than doing this like art. I don't like that they put the art. Like I just want to see the actual figure, even if it's a digital render. I just want to see like, okay, what am I gonna get? Not right.
Art. Like you kind of want to see where the cuts are, where the articulation is, how
even if it's not real, right?
Things. Yeah.
Because like something they could have done, and something that like Jason from Spirit Toys, who does Animal Wars of the Kingdom, does. It's like I remember him like just saying like days before he'll just like Photoshop and digitally in Photoshop color it. Like and I guess what? I don't even care, and I can't even tell sometimes. And I'm sure majority of the toy community can't even tell. Like if he doesn't say anything, it's like it's good enough. It's like okay, that's what it's gonna look like. That's what I'm gonna get. And like I heard him like saying like he paints like things up, like he was painting the weapons and head sculpts for the first Kickstarter like a day before, like the next day he put it on the Kickstarter, the picture. It's like I like that. Like I just hustle, man.
It just makes it also more tangible too, right? Like even though it is a digital render, it just makes it more tangible seeing it in that form, because you can see it painting and be like cool, but when you see an actual figure, I can see like the head sculpt, which I love this Khan. Like it's kind of hard to see, but like I can see that face sculpt a little bit better, and I feel like I like that head sculpt. I agree.
For like that Khan.
Yeah, I feel like eyebrows are right, nose is right.
Yeah.
All right, so that's their second tier.
160, okay.
160,000. Let's go to the third tier. Now this does jump up in a little bit here. This is 175,000, so 15,000 more. Again, using that same buck with different overlays. But I do love the mask here, the head sculpt on this one. The chest armor is cool as well. It's fun. But this mask here, it's something out of like Game of Thrones.
It's I don't know. I feel like that it's kind of like a helmet to me. Sorry, but I think the head's a little small. Like it just, especially if it's someone wearing a helmet, it should be even if you are yoked out, right, it should be, I feel like, a little bit bigger because it's a helmet on top of a head.
It should be on top. Yeah, I get you.
Because that, if you think about that, that's got to be that's a peanut head. That's the guy from Beetlejuice.
Sorry. So yeah, Owl King here. The Owl King is a warrior king from the north who represents the greatest of his people that worship the great owl. And he also has dual axes that he's going to come with.
The copper paint or bronze paint, like I hope it comes out that shiny because that looks really good. Like it looks
like on
bronze,
these boots here.
Who knows, though, right? And that's the other thing too. Is like that's why, because this looks like a digital render to you.
Yeah, it does look like digital. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's like that's the other thing. It's like you're showing us this amazing silver, this amazing bronze, but am I gonna get that? You know, and that's what kind of makes me weary. Is like that they don't even have this ready.
And you know, it is a stretch goal.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. No, you're right.
It's not part of the base offering, so yeah. But we'll see.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
He also comes with an owl though, which is
that's nice.
Yeah,
their first accessory.
Official animal figure with articulated wings. We hope so much that this tier can be reached so we can get this entire offering created. Yeah, that's cool. This little barn owl, you know, with that white face. I like this a lot.
The different wing attachments. That's really nice.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the fourth tier. 190,000 is the Sumerian. I was actually reading about the Sumerians earlier today.
You got to watch more Ancient Aliens, man.
All right, the Anunnaki, right? The Anunnaki.
You got to watch Ancient Aliens, yeah.
Yeah, this one's fun though. I like the vibe on this. You know, kind of. It's not a dwarf. It is on that full buck, but just, you know, big, bulky armor, big old beard. I love the squareness of him. Yeah. This is fun. This one's a good one. Uruk.
You could use that as like, I wonder how well it scales like with the Mythic Legion, because that could scale like as a dwarf head, you know, said.
It could. It definitely could. They are, honestly, that's another thing too with their scale. I'm actually pretty impressed with how well it scales. We talked about it in our last show where they were kind of announcing it, but it's not that big. Like it's not that tall of a figure, but you're still like getting that girth, that wideness, that, you know, a lot of muscle mass on them, even though they're not going taller with it, which I think is good. All right, this is Uruk, is the famed city-state of which the epic hero Gilgamesh ruled. Following in his footsteps is this more than formidable Sumerian warrior named after the great nation. It comes from spears, though. Looks like they break apart and can change as well. It's fun. The Spear of Destiny. Ooh, that's cool. Isn't it the Lance of Longinus? Okay. All right. But yeah, just more fun weapons. Let's go to their next fifth tier. Here we get their main antagonist, Grimskull, unlocked at $210,000. So looking at this picture, as we mentioned before, you know, Skeletor, he's got a skeleton face, big bolty guy, MOTU vibes, right? But when I first saw him, I was like, oh, this is Darth Vader, right? The helmet, you know, it's the Nazi helmet stuff with the red blade as well. You know, I saw Darth Vader first, but that's just what I'm already.
No, yeah, especially like with Castle Grayskull, like the word Skeletor like headquarters, it's literally just a Skeletor.
Yeah,
a black Skeletor.
So they said they're working on this figure to get it into prototype, but right now all they have is just the drawing of it. And I wonder if they'll throw in some soft goods capes on this one. I don't know. Probably we'll see. I don't want to speak for them, but we'll see.
Yeah, that would be nice. But yeah,
it's a chance to sweeten the pot. But
again, it's like I can't imagine making a toy line and being like, I just want to do a tribute to what's already been done. Like I don't understand the logic in that. Like
it could just be, you know, they're just, you know, huge fans and they just want to get that out there.
Like I don't know. Let's say I did a sci-fi toy line. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do a sci-fi toy line, and my villain is gonna be a mechanical cyborg guy, and he's wearing all black, and his evil master is hooded wrinkled boy. Like I wouldn't want to do that, you know. Like I just feel like I feel like they sold themselves short. And I think maybe they were like, okay, maybe this will sell more because people love He-Man, people love MOTU. And so they kind of, and so maybe they were just like, you know, because they are taking a big risk. Anytime you do Kickstarter, you're investing a lot of money. And if it doesn't back, you could be out a lot of money. So maybe they're just like, if we do this, maybe it will sell better. And I just feel like you're selling yourself short, because if you did something original, I feel like when it comes to Kickstarter, people that back Kickstarter like toy lines, I don't know, I feel like we appreciate that more than tributes. I don't know.
I have him on my desk right now, so I'm gonna bring him up, but I think this is how you do a villain with still paying like homage to your favorite lines. I got my boy Slog here. right? The main bad guy, big old dude who has a breathing problem, right? Darth Vader, but completely different. You pull in some
It's not
aspect.
even Darth Vader though, dude. Like I don't even see like any like just because he has a breathing apparatus and not even because he's a breathing problem. They're in outer space. Like it's not
And
even
they're
a breathing problem. So it's like
well, he
that.
does have like a disease that he has to have injected in him.
Okay, well, like that. No, like that has no even semblance to Darth Vader. I think that's not
Okay.
even a tribute. That's not an homage.
No,
That's Slog is 100% original, amazing character.
I wouldn't say 100%, but they've all been inspired by the stuff they like,
dude. But yeah, like of course, like yes, if you can say like everybody subconsciously is inspired by things, but that's not an homage. Like that's not.
No, it's not. It's not.
You can't. I wouldn't know. That's not even comparable.
No, I'm just saying like that's another way to do it, right? You still take the things that you like.
Should do it. Yeah.
Right. It's still take the things from
where
the
it's subconscious
villains you like,
intentional.
Right. Not so direct. I get it. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm saying. All right. But yeah, 110,000 for Grimskull, the main villain. Next up, 6th tier here is the Shadar, some type of like assassin looking dude. I like that they're able to change the look here on that buck that they've been producing. You add a couple more paint lines. You're getting the different chests there, tunic and the robes.
Like armor, yeah, it kind of makes it look like armor instead of like just bare body, like which other previous ones are, which is nice.
Yeah, and I love the different head sculpts too on this one. But I do like the robot like feel of it too. Like, this is some type of villain, some assassin running around out there, So big old boy. They're just big boys, dude. Okay, so it looks like the Shadar. Oh, they're actually a group of people. The relentless dark army conjured by Grimskull from the literal shadows of our heroes. Oh, that's how they're kind of explaining the reuse there. So they're like the shadows of the heroes, facing the darkest selves, capable of matching your every move, and you know what it is. What it is to face the Shadar. All right, let's keep going.
It's the Black He-Man. What is that called?
Faker. No, that's the robot one.
No, that's the cyborg one. But there is a Black He-Man. It's like the black skin He-Man. Yeah, that's not the Shadow He-Man.
Let's keep going here. 7th tier, Athena Warrior Goddess, unlocked at 265,000. Now this is their final tier, and getting that female out there. Let's take a little closer look here. She's still going to be yoked. Right, she's gonna be Athenian, right, Amazonian, whatever. Those big big hulking chicks with a helmet that has a up and down face mask.
Oh, that's cool.
Sword, shield looks good. I love the shortness of that sword. Like it's more of like a Roman Bronze Age sword, and then that big old face shield. I love that.
Yeah, this figure looks really good. I love that helmet with the hinge and then the shield with the Medusa on it. Like I could just see that sculpt popping out. Like I can see how intricate that sculpt is gonna be. I hope we could reach this, but I don't know if we will. But yeah, this thing looks big. Amazing.
It's a big ask for sure.
They keep getting like higher and higher because like if we look at it, it was like 10K, 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 and then it started going to like 15, and then it went to 15, and then 15. She's like what 40. So yeah, it's a big
190, jump. 210, 225, 265. Yeah.
It's a big jump, yeah.
It's a big jump. It's a lot.
Makes sense though, because they have to fund the new molds, right?
New mold, new the articulation they did mention on here is if they said it's going to be exactly the same as the male figures, if not just like a little bit less. Because they said they still want to keep that high level of articulation, but depending on the body and the sculpting of it, it might be a little different, but still going to be very, very agile and articulated. So
yeah, that's one thing. Like with Brutal Realm, like I love articulation, and that's one thing they've done like to perfection. I think like there's no joint that you think that you don't want, and like I feel like they look smooth. Like you can tell from the pictures that this big boy moves smooth. Like I can just look at it and be like, yeah, this guy's gonna move. He's gonna play well. He's gonna pose well for photography shots. Yeah, that's one good thing that you can give him praise for.
Yeah, like that butterfly. I mean, that butterfly joint is gonna be so much fun.
Yeah,
and then having doubles on everything, and then the calf cut. That's like calf. You don't think you need a calf cut until you do, right? When you get into a nice low pose and you want to bend, you want to turn that ankle. If you don't have that boot cut, that calf cut, you can't get it. You got to put it in a different position.
That's true. To be honest, like I feel like more and more people are like starting to like realize, okay, you need butterflies. But you're right. A lot of the times the calf cut kind of gets forgotten about, and they don't think that it's that necessary. But you're right. It is definitely a really nice joint to have.
It's a nice,
and I love that they are doing blanks. Like
Yeah.
I think it's like awesome just because it's just gonna be fun to get those and paint those as the way you want them to.
Whoever you want them. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
All
go
right.
over prices. Like how
Yeah,
much
let's
is
go over
this?
prices. We went over all the tiers there. So for a bare base barbarian, skin color. Okay,
So
it's
no
gonna
paint,
be no paint apps, just
just
skin
gray,
color.
grayscale.
No skin color.
Oh,
So
okay.
light brown, dark brown, tan, whatever.
Oh,
So
okay. Cool.
that's gonna be $28. $28 for one of those bare barbarians. You
So
choose which one.
they're showing grayscale here, but it's not grayscale.
Correct. It will be skin color.
See, they gotta.
It's tricky.
I don't know how long it would like to take for me, honestly, with the airbrush to just spray it with 2 tones. They should have just got spray a freaking like air compressor spray and just sprayed that baby, man.
Yeah. Okay. So $28 for their base there, skin tone painted. And then
to me, I think that's a really good price. Like
I think that's horseman price, right? That $27 is a Legion builder, right?
Yeah. And honestly, these have like way more pieces in articulation and like just planning than like a Legion builder. Like this is like dude, $28. I think that's a steal of a price.
I agree. I do have to agree with you. Now, if we go up to $32 more, you can then choose a painted version. So $2 is going to cost you for like the full paint, right? The logo, like the skin tones, the shadows, the hair, everything, right? Everything is going to be painted looking super clean. That's going to be the $30 offering, and you can choose again the European, African, or Native American.
And it never kind of really occurred to me, but they are so genius and it's so helpful to the consumer. If we just go back to the bare base barbarian, the fact that they're doing skin color and not grayscale, because in my head, like if I'm thinking about Defenders of Eden, which is that dinosaur, really cool dinosaur line, and I'm thinking about like other toy companies that just do like just a grayscale, and I don't mind it, like I love grayscale, but the fact that it is colored with the base color, it kind of takes that step out and saves you on that paint, where you just have to add the shading and the details. Like it's not
quick
grayscale,
wash,
like a Warhammer. Yeah.
Go quick wash and then do whatever tattoos you want on them. And
so this is actually really good. It's better than grayscale. I didn't really think about that, but that's actually a really good thing.
All right. So then for $30, you can choose your basic barbarian. Again, European, African, or the Native American.
And all fully painted. Really cool. Really cool. Correct. Really good price, I think. $30.
All fully painted. All right, let's keep going here. It's kind of the base offerings. Now you can also, for $36, so an additional $6, get one of the named characters. You have Ogun, right? The Master of Iron. You get his weapons, you get his shield, you get the the skirt pieces, all the clothing, and you get the character. You get the character for $36.
Price once again, yeah.
And then next one here, you get in Crowman. Now, cool thing about Crowman is he does have the skull mask or the skull face sculpt as well with him. So he has his base skin, his normal face, and he also has the Skeletor face, which I love that.
That's nice, yeah.
36 for this one. And as you can probably assume, Cronin, a He-Man looking dude. He even has like a Eternia blade there, right? That looks like a He-Man sword.
Dude, I mean, the hair, the harness, the asymmetrical shoulder is so He-Man, yeah.
A Cronin here for 36 as well. Another named character, fully painted. And hey, look, there's Adam. Highly articulated back to
nice. Yeah, I'm back to Cronin. I'm back to Cronin. Yeah.
Shout out to Adam. Yeah, no, I think that's cool. 36. What are you thinking on that price for a fully painted accessories, like a full figure? What are you thinking?
I think they knocked their prices out of the park, which is why I think this Kickstarter is going to be successful. Because like whether it's like you're mentioning, like whether it's your cup of tea or not, I think just for the sake of knowing, like sometimes the curiosity is just going to get to collectors. And I think at these price points, which are, to me, in my opinion, for what they're offering and what these figures are ridiculous. Like, I feel like, I don't know, this might sound crazy, but I feel like this is even like better value than like a Mythic Legion, to be honest. Like the prices are very comparable, but I feel like I'm getting, more in terms of the articulation, right?
For sure.
Now,
for sure.
It's going to be, now I still need to know like the plastic quality of the paint. So I'm not, the verdict's not out yet, but from what I'm seeing, like I think these prices are ridiculous. Like I think people are just going to buy one just because the price is right and just for curiosity's sake.
Right. Yeah. If enough people just buy one little figure just to check it out. Yeah. All right. There's Cronin. So, and then you can also get, they have all-ins as well. So an all-in for the 3 basic barbarians will be $87.
Oh, they got me.
Right.
They got me with that.
Normally
All right,
they're each 28, right? If you times that by 3, gives us $84, right? Yeah.
no, wait. Let's see. 75, 246, 81. 81. No, 369, 84. Yeah.
Hold on,
84.
let's check.
Because it's the base barbarian, right?
Right. I think
Yeah,
so.
28 is 84. 28 times 3 is 84.
Let me check. Let's check.
Yeah, because 25,
That's
25, 25,
that math.
75,
Your math is right.
369. So what? It's $3 more?
No. So this is the $30 figures.
Oh, okay.
These are not
all painted up.
Right. These are the ones that can be fully painted. So yeah, that's $90 for those ones because they're $30
so just
each.
A buck saving on each. Still though, I like that. Like even if you're just saving me $1, just that dollar makes you want to buy like, and I'm gonna get all three just because it's like, hey, I'm gonna save up. Who cares?
Yeah, and you were already interested in them, so
yeah, they're always like, if you buy one, it's like, well, if I buy two more, I'm gonna save $3. So might as well.
Or you want like one of each race, right? One of each ethnicity. Yeah. But yeah, so that's gonna be the painted figures of the barbarians, not just the base skin tone. These will be painted.
Yeah, makes sense because I feel like if they did kind of a all in for the bare base barbarians and you did a discount on top of that, like soliciting those like at 27 or 26, I feel like that's like too much of a steal, you know? So that makes sense why the all is kind of starting at the basic barbarian.
The basic one. So 87 there for the all painted one. And then you can go to 100 with the accessory pack, with 3 accessory packs. So each of them would come with their own accessory packs. It looks like accessory packs are around $5.
Really? Okay, what the heck? These guys are for the people, man. These prices are for the freaking community prices, man.
And those accessories are more like the bracers, the boots, the loincloths, things like that.
I love that, dude. I like that more than weapons because, to be honest, I was just having so much fun. I just recently did an order like at Spirit Toys and I got like some bunch of like army builders and like just some figures to strip of all their pieces and just to swap and see what combinations I can make. And so to have that aspect, because like you can only put one weapon in a figure's hand, so I don't want like a bunch of weapons that I can only choose one and put it in. But if I get a bunch of, like you said, loincloths, gauntlets that I can just have fun and mix and match and create some stuff, that's so fun.
Yeah. And also the nice thing that it's not sculpted on. Like it does allow for that customization. You can just add whatever accessory. Maybe you don't want to, bicep bracers. Maybe you only want one, and you can change the belts. And that is interesting.
Yeah, like I just made this like in my head. It's kind of like just like the Chinari Legionnaire from Spirit Toys. But I added like a shoulder piece from another figure, and it's like this is my commander because I got like 3, so this is gonna be like the commander,
Nice.
And you can do that.
Yeah, that is great. That is fun when you can play with your toys and make fun things. And then they do have different colors of them, so you can get like a brown, black, metallic, bronze, and then they go through all that. Yeah.
You know what? I'm getting more and more sold. The more we talk about this campaign, I'm getting more and more sold about this thing because like. Besides that little like the story thing, which I don't like, which who cares, right? I'm in it for the toy.
Yeah, you don't have to do the lore.
Yeah, you don't have to, like, that's true. Like, I don't have to care about the story or the lore, right? I have my gripes about it, but just speaking from a action figure standpoint, dude, these are phenomenal.
All right, next up here we have the all-in first wave characters, right? So it's Croman, Cronin, and Ugun. And those were what, 36?
Yes.
Times that by 3, we're looking at $108. So a little bit of a savings there for $105.
Yeah, just $1 off each. I'll take it.
And let's keep going here. That's $105 for that offering of all 3 characters.
Okay.
And then you can also do $192 here for all of the characters plus the painted barbarians, not the skin tone, but the fully painted barbarians.
So 6 figures.
6 figures, $192. If you did 2 separate all-ins, 105 plus, what was it, 90? 87.
It would be the same price.
Okay, so it's just kind of like adding.
It's just the same price, yeah.
Yeah, it would be, yeah. So just kind of bundle them together.
Yeah, 192 for, I feel like, 6 really good articulated figures, and like half of them are really good decked out and everything. I think that's such a good price for an all-in. Like, I don't know. I think I might go all in. 192 is not that bad. Like under $200 for the all in, that's pretty good.
It's not bad at all. And potentially, with how decked out these guys are, you could potentially arm your plain barbarians.
Yeah.
You know?
One thing I do appreciate too is that this all in is not all in with the accessory packs, because sometimes with Kickstarters they'll do all in plus the accessory packs, and then it kind of brings up the price more. And it's like sometimes collectors, I don't know. For me, I just have
you got enough swords and axes.
Yeah, I got enough swords, I got enough weapons, so like I just want the figures, and so to have that kind of not lumping their accessory packs in and giving me the option just to have just the figures, which is what I want. I like that too. I appreciate that.
All right, let's keep going here. Now, here is the one that comes with the accessory pack, $204. Or sorry, with 3 accessory packs of your choice.
So how much more money is it?
204. So
okay, so $12.
$12, yeah. 12
for how many? For 3 more accessory packs? I might as well get the accessory packs.
All right, 5, 10, 15.
Yeah, well, I might as well get the accessory. Never mind. I'll just take it all.
We'll see. We're gonna see how far Josh goes, right? So he started with nothing, and then he's like, okay, maybe just the grayscale ones, and then he's like, oh wait, maybe just one. And then he's like, okay, well, I'll get 3 painted barbarians. He's like, all right, I'll get the characters of the barbarians. Now he's like, all right.
You have to understand. I'm an action figure addict. It's a problem. I have an illness.
And we're just enabling you, right?
No, yeah, I think I'm gonna get the all-in 204. Yeah.
Here's a shout out Brick something back in the 204 all in.
Dude, yeah, you're gonna see Josh collecting those right now too. I think I'm all in.
All right, let's keep going. All right, everything we possibly could make if we fully fund. So if not, your order will be changed to whatever you want in the backer kit to equal value. So the cool thing too here on this one is that they are going to be doing a backer kit after this. So they're going to do the initial offerings, then you'll go through and do a survey, answer what you actually want with your your pledge. And then you will get your figures with the shipping costs and all that. So
yeah, it gives you a little more time to save. Yeah,
exactly. So also thank you, shipping domestically. Okay, so 21 articulated to all 21 characters if we fully fund. So that's the Grimskull, the Shadar, and
Girl,
and the Athenian, right? So that's everything for 632 if they fully fund. Now, if you don't fully fund and you did back this, that just means that you will get, that 632 dispersed within what was unlocked. If that makes sense.
Cool. Okay. What is like your prediction? Like how far do you think this is gonna go?
Let's finish up the tiers here real quick.
Okay,
the offerings, and then we'll go. So Ultra ×5, all in first wave, and all basics is just 5 times that.
Oh, so okay, yeah. These are just like the ridiculous ones. Yeah.
It's like the Spiral's Choice, right?
Yeah, it's like
Ultra
Complete. Case of 20.
All in one plus.
Yeah, those are ridiculous. Like
×5, everything we could possibly make.
No, that's ridiculous.
This might be for more, distributers or
Remember last time who was it? Big Bad?
It was Big Bad. It was Big Bad that showed up. Yeah.
Was it Galactic Valor or was it Spiro? I think it was Galactic Valor.
I think it was Galactic Valor.
Yeah, well, they were the one person that backed like the times whatever it was.
Yeah, the huge tier.
Yeah.
All right, and then it looks like a $26 unpainted barbarian base body.
Oh, so grayscale.
This is the grayscale. Interesting.
For $26? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna get the all in plus the grayscale. And there's only one dude backing it?
So far. You know what? It's buried.
I think it's too hidden.
Yeah, it's all the way down here.
They have to push that to the very top because I feel like that's the seller. That's like the entry point. Like people can afford $26. They need to. Dude, Brutal Realm Toys, you guys got to move that to the top.
Yeah, move that to the top because, and maybe they
people want that.
This is good. Because $26, dude, that's $1 more than a Marvel Legend. Yes, it's not painted. Yes, there's no accessories, but dude, that's
but 20. Dude, it's like I just like compare this to like a Storm Collectible. Right? A Storm Collectible is an $80 figure. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's fully painted with accessories, but to me, this is very comparable to a Storm Collectible to me.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with you with like the size and the articulation.
They got to push that because
we got to bring this up.
Nobody's seen that. Because I feel like in my head, if you're soliciting the bear based barbarian, skin color, I thought, oh, okay, then they're not doing grayscales. But they are doing grayscales.
It's down here, right? It's all the way down. Yeah. All right, let's go over our predictions on how far Brutal Realm will make it. Again, currently at almost 20. It went up $1,000 just while we were talking.
Sheesh, no, dude, I'm telling you, I think just the price is right. Like these prices, I feel like are super collector friendly. Like I feel like anybody can afford $28.
Yeah, it's not that big of a risk for most people, right? Put in 26. Well, see what happens. Right? It's you buy one less Marvel Legends, one less Todd McFarlane figure, 5 less Ross figures you picked up for no reason. So, that is interesting. But yeah, so first tier is Chief Mato, 150,000. I think that's easy.
Yeah.
We cap this easy. 160,000 con, easy cap, easy cap. I think where it's gonna run into a wall is with Grimskull. I'll call it. I think we'll start to see it slow down around that 200,000 mark. Now, again, this is just my predictions. I hope that I'm wrong. I really do.
You know what? That's exactly what I was gonna say. I think, if anything, I think we will get to Grimskull, and I think that will be the end. Like, I think 200K, 210K. I think that's about right. Now, I would love to get Athena, but yeah, I think we'll get Grimskull. I think we'll get all the way to the 5th tier, which I think is super successful. Like, getting 60K more than your goal, like, that would kind of ensure that we get more Brutal Realm figures from Realm Toys. So
we get Athena later in a separate way, right? Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, we'll see what it is. I mean, Athena's kind of the new Mamba, right? No sleep till Athena, right?
Yeah,
I think this is cool. And this offering, I do like that it's all the way back here because there's a huge cost associated to creating a new buck. So we need to reach that goal if you want that. Yeah. And again, all these other ones are kind of their base figures, right? Cons using that same buck. This the Owl King and the Sumerian. Like, these are cool. All right.
Yeah, they're all really cool. Like, I think that's, it'll make it, because I feel like 10K, like, if it gets to that, like, there's enough people that want con. There's enough people that want con for it. That 10K gap is so small that it'll make it.
I agree with you. I agree. All right. If you only could pick, what should we do? Top 3, top 1? What do you think?
Now, are we talking tiers included or just base offering?
Tiers included. Tiers included.
Tiers included.
If it fully funds all the way to Athena.
Only one?
I don't know if you want to do 1, or we can do 2, or we can do 3. What do you think?
Oh, for me, standouts, I like Ogun and Khan. I think those ones are, for me, I like those a lot.
Ogun and Khan. For me, I go Chief Mato. I go the Chief, and I'll give it to the Sumerian as well. Yeah. I just like the vibe. I like the blue, the gold, the squareness of this guy. The armor looks cool too. And
that's one good thing, right? Like, everything is on the same body mold, but as you can see, like, I picked kind of the African warrior and the Kangaskhan Khan kind of guy, and you did the native and the Sumerian.
The Sumerian, right?
They're all so different, and they're also, like, unique. I feel like in their own way, they're all kind of representing a different culture, and it's like each figure is unique, even though they're all sharing the same body mold, which is really cool.
I think they did a good job on the variation of that, within keeping that same body mold as well. All right. I think that'll wrap it up, though. Any other things you want to mention?
No, just excited. Yeah, just excited that there's a new project. Keep it coming.
I know, right? It's fun. It's also fun to check in on them, right? Like, just to kind of see what they do. And with it being a smaller company too, it's also fun. I think they were on Toy Addicts or Toy Migos. I'm not sure what show they did, but the creators were able to go onto toy YouTuber channels and talk about their figures. Like, I love that, because you get to learn more about the people who create it. Like, when I saw Jason for the first time interviewing, I'm just like, man, this guy, I get this guy. Like, I get his jokes, I get his sense of humor. It's a fun time. And like, also when they do those types of shows, if they are live, like, I found out that one of the guys over at Savage Crucible is like a big Berserk fan. I'm just like, oh man, because that those interests that they have will bleed into their toy line.
Yeah, because they're definitely dark fantasy. Savage Crucible is definitely dark fantasy.
Yeah. So it's fun though. It's cool, and I can't wait to see what other shows they're on. Again, check them out. Brutal Realm on Instagram. They're doing their Brutal Realm action figure toy line here. I'm excited, man. It is exciting to see a new line, and we'll see how far it goes. Again, best of luck to them. If this is up your alley, go back it. Don't wait. Put in your order, whatever you think it is. It doesn't charge until the end of those 44 days.
Yep,
and then beyond that, like, you have the backer kit, which gives you even more time. And they did say, I do want to mention that for their international orders, all the international orders will be handled through Big Bad Toy Store. They just kind of mentioned that they are not logistically set up for that, and they don't want to botch it, right? They want to be able to be like confident in what they're doing, so they are handing the reins over on that. So if you are an international order, head on over to Big Bad Toy Store, and you can place your order through them, and it will go towards the Kickstarter as well too. So
that's really smart, knowing your limits, like making sure that you don't have a debacle and like make mistrust with your customers. That's really smart, because Big Bad's reputable and trustable. So
solid.
That's super smart.
Yeah. All right, friends, Brutal Realm, check them out. Yeah, we'll go ahead and let us know down below what you're getting. Are any of these figures are interested for you? Which one do you use your standout? We'd love to hear from you guys. Want to start that conversation about Brutal Realm. But as always, friends, keep collecting, keep playing. May the action for your gods smile upon you. Peace.